In a world of COVID, endless lockdowns and travel restrictions, I had to find another way of satisfying that urge for adventure and travel while staying at home in the UK. After watching countless cycling documentaries online, I thought a bikepacking trip looked fun, so set about planning my adventure. Whilst a stab at Land's End to John O'Groats might be a bit ambitious, Land's End to Lowestoft was achievable, I thought. So here is the story of my cycling adventure from England's most westerly to easterly points. So it's now officially raining cats and dogs. Although not as popular as the Land's End to John O'Groats route, my plan was to cycle from Land's End in Cornwall across to Lowestoft in Suffolk in around 10 days, completely unsupported and camping every night. The route I had planned was about 570 miles long, included nearly 40,000 feet of elevation and was a mix of tarmac and off-road sections. I would stay south for the first part of the trip, then start heading northeast for a total of 11 counties on my way back to Suffolk and the end of my epic adventure. But first I needed to get to Cornwall, so an hour on the train from my hometown of Ipswich to London and a quick ride dodging the capital's traffic to Paddington Station was followed by a 6-hour train journey to Penzance and another short ride across to Land's End, ready for the grand depart. Quite a day of travelling, and my first night in a tent for a while, but I was rewarded with amazing views. Day one would obviously start in Land's End on the west coast of Cornwall, and after winding through the beautiful country lanes and coastal towns would finish after many hills 52 miles later in the village of Gerrans on the east coast. So welcome to the start of the Low adventure. That's Land's End to Lowestoft, so England's most westerly point to the most easterly. Camped out last night, little cycle down to Land's End today, obligatory picture at the sign, and then off we go. So it's 60 miles. A bit nervous, so we'll see how we get on. So I'm now in a place called Mousehole. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it, but now on the east coast now, so on the opposite coast where I started. Only about 10-12 miles in so far. Just going to sort of stop here, reassess. It's a beautiful bay, absolutely stunning. There's a deli over there, might get something to eat. Not that hungry at the moment, but the plan is now to head back to Penzance where I was yesterday, then stay on that coastline. I can't remember the name of the next town around, maybe get some lunch there, and then head inland a little bit from there. So hopefully the weather stays. It's absolutely roasting at the moment, beautiful weather, so all good so far. Beautiful. Decide to take a dip, why not? First Cornish pasty, first of many, I imagine. So, still on the National Cycling Network, number 3. Followed a beautiful little coastal path around Penzance in the harbour. They're doing some work on, so I had a bit of hiker bike down onto the beach and up again, which is a bit of a pain in the arse considering this is about a 27 kilo rig, but luckily one of the workmen helped me pull it up, which was nice of him. So now heading inwards, inland. I'm on about 20 miles, so about a third of the way through the day, a bit more perhaps. There's a place called Red Roof. Not sure if that's literally how you pronounce it, but that's how it's spelt. Red Roof. In about another 15 or between 15 and 20 miles from here. So it's midday now. Hopefully the plan is to be able to find a nice little pub somewhere, have another bite to eat, perhaps even a beer, and then that'll be the last stretch on into a place called Gerrans, is where I'm planning to stay tonight. But I've got plenty of time, like I say, it's only midday, and I've only got about 35, something like that, miles to do. So nice amble. If I want to stop again, I'll stop. That's the whole joy of this bikepacking life. And all was going swimmingly until the off-road segment started, then the hills started, and then the off-road hills made an appearance too. I definitely needed to find a tap. Little tip, graveyards and churches normally got a tap because they need to water flowers. You see that view, it's absolutely gorgeous. But I'm contemplating soaking this t-shirt through because it will dry on my bike, it's so hot. God, I feel so much better. Little refreshment stop, free water. Almost made a promise to myself I'm not going to buy water. It's like, there must be places I can get it for free throughout the length of the trip, so that's the plan. Obviously if I have the emergency go into a shop and buy some, obviously I will, but that's the plan. Yeah. Next stop, find a pub and a pint. Not far from Carnbury Castle, I know it's up a monster climb, so it might be up there. Is that it? Perhaps. Definitely in that direction. Not looking forward to this climb. Last one of the day, apparently. We are hiker-biking. This is supposed to be a byway. I think that's why Komoot sent me down here. This is flipping horrendous. I'm getting caught on my legs, shit everywhere, getting pricked. Oh God! Right, Adam, stop filming. You're going to fall over. So a slight change of plan. I was going to divert off the cycleway 3 up to the Cranberry? No, whatever the castle's called. Not Cranberry Castle. It escaped me now. But you go off the main cycleway onto these called mining trails, and then you go off there again, and it's basically hike a bike all the way up to the top. And I'm basically not going to do it just to see a castle. So continuing on cycleway 3 towards Red Roof now, I think is the next main settlement. Could be wrong, or the next bigger town. And I really need to find that pub because I'm gasping. The hills did relent for a while, but the worst one of the day was yet to come. I really wasn't prepared for this hill. It was absolutely horrendous, as most of the hills are in Cornwall. It's on the National Cycling Network, but it was ridiculously steep and the terrain was very rocky and overgrown, so not really ideal for cycling up. Although a pint at the top did help. So, after enjoying another pint of Cornish ale, the next leg of the trip is to, oh god, I can hear some shooting, some kind of shells going on. The next leg of the trip is, the sun's right on your face there, isn't it? Got to get a ferry, only a little 5-minute, 10-minute one I think, not a massive piece of sea, river, whatever, to get across. And then from there, on the other side, what is it called? It's called the King Henry, perhaps? King Henry ferry. So yeah, once I get to the other side, then it's a little breeze in to the campsite that I've earmarked. Fingers crossed they let me camp, because I haven't booked anything. I wasn't 100% sure where I'll be, but I think, what's the time now? 5 o'clock. Another 15 miles or so. And yeah, I'll be quite happy to get off the bike by then, I imagine. But at the moment, the sun is out. I'm having a lovely time. Now on the ferry crossing the River Fowl. Still stunning. Not too far from the campsite, fingers crossed. Lesson. Don't rely on village stores to be open past 7 o'clock in the evening. I wander down. I've set up camp, by the way. Wander down, get something to eat and a beer, and it closed at 7, which was 45 minutes ago. So I have to make do with my summit to eat, freeze-dried meal and a water instead of a beer, which is a bit demoralising, but well, live and learn. Tomorrow, make sure pick up supplies or check that the campsite has a shop of some description, but well, live and learn. So thanks for watching. I was a bit despondent at the end of day one. The heat was sapping, certainly not helped by the hilly terrain, and things wouldn't get any easier tomorrow either. To find out how day 2 went, click on the video below.